Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate you all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us for that very first time, welcome. It's good to have you. And our topic for you today, it's 8 ways to build a positive gym sales culture. 8 ways to build a positive gym sales culture. Now, before we get into our topic today, just a quick reminder. My focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can to as many people as I can, across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel. So if you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then for you folks who are looking to open a new gym, you need funding. You have an existing operation, you need funding. We can provide funding for up to $400,000 in funding. It is unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. Minimum credit scores required are a 680 or better in Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and then a minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. Check the links below under financing and funding for more information on that program. Plus, there are additional programs there you can take a look at that can perhaps help in your funding needs as well. So take a look at that. Be happy to chat with you about how we can help. And with that said, let's get into our topic today, and it's 8 ways to build a positive gym sales culture. And I know so many clubs that struggle. One of the reasons is it's a bit of a negative or lackadaisical sales culture, or maybe just a total lack of it completely in the facility. So I want to talk about some things that can help you build a positive sales culture. Now, number 1 on my list, it's hire salespeople slowly and deliberately. Hire salespeople slowly and deliberately. Now, here's what I see that happens. Too often, we have an opening and we hire to fill the slot. Okay? Or we try to interview one-on-one and think we can make that decision. I think that's one of the most difficult things to do, is to meet somebody one-on-one, interview them, and really make that determination, is this the right person, for your facility? And so in a perfect world, I'd love to see a week-long worth of training with people that we weed some out, they weed us out. There's a lot of role-playing, a lot of training. And when you're done with that, now you've got folks that are ready to go, high confidence level, they can start getting results immediately. That's in a perfect world. If you're not in a position to do something like that, look at ways that you can do this. How can you hire slowly and deliberately? And so number 1, maybe it's more than you that are do the interviewing. Maybe some of your top people you trust, mentors, whoever it might be, have them interview as well. They might see something that you didn't. And one of the things that I've always liked to do is have them come in and maybe work the front desk, work the workout floor, work the phones, work for 3, 4, or 5 hours. We'll pay them for that time and see if it's for them and see if they're even willing to come in and do it. Okay, those are some things that can kind of slow the process down, but it also helps you understand, is this person really a fit at all levels? And it helps that person determine, is this really what I want to do? Okay, because a lot of times it's not always what they think it might be. On the early part of that, on the onset, when you're kind of recruiting and interviewing and asking for resumes and things like that, I like to include a 30-second video, or have them include a 30-second video of why they are the best person for the job. This will help you weed out the folks that can't follow directions or just won't do it or don't know how, okay? And then when you get the video, you can look at it and say, okay, this person seems to be a little bit of a fit. So you can kind of, narrow that process down. So how we hire is going to be crucial. Number 2 is we want to monitor the activity of our salespeople. We want to monitor their activity. Don't just have them go at it. Okay, and hope for the best. I remember, when I first started in sales, and I was probably the world's worst at it. And I remember the manager, he got a little frustrated and said, "Let me see your presentation sheet." And I showed it to him, and he said, "Well, who showed you this?" And I said, well, nobody. I mean, nobody's shown me anything. Okay. And of course, oh, okay. And so we want to monitor the activity of our salespeople. Okay. And so here's some things I would look at. How about lead generation? Are we monitoring lead generation? Okay. Because if we're not generating new leads, at some point the pipeline is going to run dry for you. Okay. Are we monitoring outbound calls? How many outbound calls are we making? Okay, you have to make them. Everything can't be a text and email. Okay, now there's a right way and wrong way to do this, right? And you can check the channel on how to make outbound calls and things like that. But monitor outbound calls. How many people are we contacting? Monitor that. Monitor what kind of script is being used. Monitor that. Again, we have the script here on the channel. You can check it out. How many appointments are we setting? How many are showing up? What's our conversion? What's our price presentation look like? Our point of sale referrals, our second sale. Monitor the activities. And you can use like a daily production report, daily productivity report. Again, you'll find that here on the channel as well. But make sure you're monitoring the activities and make sure you're following up on what's going on. Okay. I mean, one of the ways I look at this is, your business is like a train going down the track, and we're going to pat it here a little bit. We're going to pat it here a little bit, help keep that train going straight. Number 3, acknowledge both the successes and the failures. Acknowledge the successes and the failures. Now, one of the ways I like to do this is I'll always ask the question, at the end of every day, or in every meeting, or in every training class, I'll pose the question, what's working well and what's not? And the reason I want to look at what's working well, I want everybody else to hear it. Okay, maybe not from just me, but they hear from somebody else, what's working well. So that's important. But also, it's important that we keep doing it. Because I talk to so many gyms that, that maybe they're struggling, not getting the results they want. And I'll simply ask them, hey, when was your best month? What were you doing then? Then I'll say, can we start doing that again? And they'll say something like, well, yeah, we can do that. I'm not real sure why we got away from it. It's easy to do. It's easy to happen. And so what's working, I want everybody to hear it from somebody else, and we want to make sure we continue it. And then what's not working, let's recognize it. And because you're always are going to have something that's not working like you want, the key thing there is let's make sure it's not continually the same thing. Let's make sure we're fixing it. And then what's not working, if it's in a group meeting, we might be able to hear from somebody else that's addressed, kind of the same thing. Number 4. On how to build a positive gym sales culture, drum up some healthy competition. Drum up some healthy competition. I mean, I'm a big fan of kind of always having some kind of a sales contest. Okay, and these things can vary. Okay, it can be based on a percentage. You can handicap it if someone's so much better than somebody else. I mean, I remember when I was first building clubs, I had 2 at the time. One was just breaking records. The other was doing well, but not near what the other one was doing. And so I had to handicap it because that one club was always going to win. So we kind of base it on percentages of quota to kind of bring it more in line. So come up with some healthy competition, something that kind of raises the bar, but it's not something where we kind of hang a distant goal over their head. Okay, you want a good healthy competition. Number 5 on my list, again, we're trying for that positive sales culture, is you want to emphasize activity over results. Okay, now we want sales, right? We want sales, you want cash, you want recurring fees. I mean, this is what keeps the business going. We know that. But here's what I have found to be true. Okay, if we have a winning attitude and if we follow that process, and the process can be a lot. I mean, you can check the channel. I think we've probably got getting close to 1,700, how-to videos here by now. There's a lot that can go into this, but if we have that winning attitude and follow that process, you're going to get the results you need. You're going to get the results you want. So emphasize activity over results. Activity, we want to, fill the pipeline. How are we getting more leads? Activity, we're going to make outbound calls. Activity, we're going to talk to people. Activity, we're going to book appointments. Activity, they're going to show up, we're going to take tours. Activity, we're going to give a presentation. Activity, and so one of the things I would suggest you do is constantly be asking yourself this question throughout the day. Is what I'm doing right now going to result in a sale? That'll start changing your activity towards something that's productive, for you improving, sales performance. Number 6 on my list on 8 ways to build positive gym sales culture is, boost your sales team's self-esteem. Boost their self-esteem. Now, it has to be real. Okay, we're not trying to be, fake or phony here, but get in the habit of catching people doing something right. Get in the habit of catching them doing something right. Now, if it's an experienced person, brand new person, it can be a little different. That experienced person, there's certain things you kind of expect by now probably. That beginner, a little different, okay? But catch them doing something right. What we want to end up doing from a managerial standpoint is we want to start creating that atmosphere that's going to allow a motivated person to act, okay? Number 8 on my list, or number 7 on my list, offer opportunities for continual learning. Offer opportunities for continual learning. So first and foremost, train your staff. Train them. Have weekly scheduled trainings. And then do little things you do every day. Do it on a regular basis. Have training for management opportunities. Folks are looking to get into management. Have trainings for that. Put them in a position to get better. Okay. And then last on my list is monitor the progress. Monitor your progress of your sales team. And so one of the things I suggest you do is, every morning, make sure you've got your KPIs, all your numbers, how many guests came in, how many did we sell, what were the lead sources, how many inquiries did we get from telephone, email, other sources, how many came in, how many were set, what's our goals, what's our projections, because what we want to start to do is we're going to manage based on those objectives, but also, we're going to train based on those objectives as well. Okay, so take a look at that. Take a look at these 8 ways to build a positive gym sales culture. These are things that aren't going to cost you anything other than our time and effort to implement it. Okay, no money spent. We may have to step out of our comfort zone a little bit, but that's kind of part of it. And the more we do that, the more results we're going to get without adding any additional expense to your business. So folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. Appreciate you being here at the channel today. If you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then again, for you folks who are opening a new gym and you need funding, you have an existing operation, you need funding, we can provide funding that is unsecured, has no restrictions on use, up to $400,000 in funding with minimum credit scores of 680 or better in all 3 credit bureaus, minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. So check out the links below under financing and funding for more information on that program and other financing opportunities that we have for you. So again, folks, my name is Jim Thomas. Appreciate you being here on the channel today, and we look forward to seeing you all in that next video.